mate. You're welcome, buddy. I gotta say, poor Jason. I think that was a little, that was as high as it goes for him. Dude, he was topping out.
He was topping out.
That was it. I think I've never seen him redline like that, but he was.
Yeah, dude.
That was 8 RPMs for sure.
Leaves were falling off his Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Across the ceiling.
I also love the fact that he was here, not addressing the audience at all, just going like, like, are we there? Is that where we're going?
I feel like he's the only guy in the room who doesn't know Journey.
Yeah.
Cheat sheet. Good ball. All right.
What's up, Charlotte? How are you doing today? Thank you for, oh, hang on, it's my daughter. Misha, take over.
Hi, JJ. He's careful not to put it on speakerphone because usually when his kids call, they start yelling at him.
No, well, this is happening. Hang on. How do I do this? You should help me. No, I got it. Hey guys, hey, look. Look. Daddy's working right now. What are you guys doing? What's up, Zappy? Hey buddy, look at all these people. Your Wi-Fi is terrible. Oh, connection's unstable.
They hung up on you.
Okay. Hey guys, I love you. Daddy's got to go to work. I'll call you back, okay? Oh, she said, hello, people of planet Earth. All right, you're adorable. I love you.
Oh my God, they are so big.
It's depressing.
It is so sad.
It's depressing.
It really is.
Yeah, and you know, do you know how much I had to bribe them just to call me when I got on stage? Hey guys, thanks for showing up and giving us a real reason to be here and be with you guys. I know some of you guys have probably been in quite duress over the past few weeks. Anybody overly affected by the hurricanes here? Yeah? Anybody from Asheville here? Yeah. Well, been thinking about you guys, been talking about you guys. Thank you to Misha for setting up a little fundraiser for you guys. Yeah, just know that our heart goes out to you guys. I know that's, as someone who married into hurricane tragedy, my wife is from Louisiana. For those of you who don't know, and has dealt with this for quite a while and knows the pain. So just know that we love you. We're with you guys, and we're gonna put together some stuff to do what we can to help out. So. That's what neighbors do. That's what we should all do. That's the best part of it.
I don't think I talked to you about it, but I went out there on Thursday, and it was amazing to see the degree to which folks were rallying for their neighbors. I mean, of course, we're going to rally for our neighbors, right? But everyone out in the greater Asheville area had pretty much dropped everything to do everything they possibly could for their neighbors. And I mentioned this before, but talked to a lot of folks who had parts of their houses washed away. And I was like, hey, we've got this fundraiser going, and let us know what we can do for you. And they were like, we're gonna figure our shit out, but my neighbors got it way worse. You should do something. Everyone was passing the buck of assistance on to their neighbors, and I was like, wow, this is a testament to how good people are now.
We really are.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I was thinking about politics in light of that as well.
Oh, here we go.
Because I think there is so much division now in this country, and so many people are just seeing this red line of us and them. And then you see a tragedy like this, and the degree to which all of that washes away, and everybody is just helping one another, irrespective of their political persuasion, and it is so heartwarming to see. I think that there's also, I mean, you're from the South, I'm from New England, and we think of ourselves as like these liberal do-gooders up there. You come down to the South, and the way people take care of their neighbors down here is on another level. It really is. Sorry, I've got a call.
Oh, you got a call. Yeah, no, it's this is witching hour apparently. Yeah, no, it's
Hey, Jordan.
You don't have to.
Hey man, I can't talk right now. Can I give you a call back later?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, talk to you later. Good night.
That's your girlfriend?
That wasn't really terribly good material, was it?
No, it wasn't.
I was hoping for something like a little comic levity in there, and it was like a creepy sounding voice. It sounded like my drug deal didn't go through just now. Yeah, man, I'll call you back. I got the shit.
Anyway, well, we're happy to be here. Thank you guys for being here with us. And again, like Misha said, I think that it's a beautiful time out of tragedy here in North Carolina, and just so happy that we could be here with you guys and maybe add a little light, a little levity, and some smiles to some people who truly need it. So thank you for being here with us. Let's take some questions. Otherwise, we'll just keep taking phone calls. How about over here?
So out of all the stuff that you guys have fought and killed in the show, what's one thing you think that you could take in real life?
A changeling. Just kick that kid in the teeth. Right?
Yeah, that's good. I was gonna say a kindergartner.
Small humans. That's what it boils down to. I mean, honestly, there's probably not a lot that we could take in real life if you know, we didn't have a trunk full of weapons or a trench coat on.
The first thing that popped into my head was the Cupid, but then I realized, like, you remember the Cupid?
Yes, it was very disturbing.
And then it started to be like a big, hairy, naked man is actually probably kind of challenging to grapple with in the right way. You know, and he had like a sort of a glisten to him too. I don't know if you remember.
But it's oiled up.
It's like an oiled pig. It would be difficult to so I don't know that
Nobody wants to fight the naked guy.
I'm gonna go back to kindergartner.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other baddies on the show, and nothing's coming to mind that I'd be like, oh, no problemo. They were all pretty fierce. What is one that you think you could take in real life?
None of them.
There you go. See? All right, we're in the same camp. Thank you. How you doing?
Hey guys, do you have a favorite inspirational quote that means a lot to you or helps you get through difficult times?
I used to have one that was that I read in a book. What we talk about when we talk about running, which by Murakami, which was pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And I thought, oh, that's a
Jared
nice.
says that one all the time.
I was like, oh, that's a nice
Jared
one
says
to
that
say.
one all the time. That's Jared's. You can't take that one.
Well, Jared stole it from me, but then I have since jettisoned that quote because I actually don't think it's true. Because a lot of times, suffering is not optional. Sometimes life is full of suffering. And I think that it's like it sounds good, but it's not really true. A lot of times, life does have suffering in it, and that's just a fact of life. So I've given up on that one. And now
Way to talk yourself out of a really good quote.
So, and right, so now there is nothing uplifting I have left. It's just life is suffering. And that's where I've left it.
I got one for you.
Okay.
So these things can strike you from many different ways. I mean, you can read something in a poem or a book, or hear something in a movie. I heard something in a Lincoln commercial, and I've said this one before, so some of you have heard this. But it was Matthew McConaughey was doing Lincoln commercials, and another. It doesn't matter. So the quote is, and I actually, it hit me, and it was just, I was watching TV, and it came on, and it was a commercial, and I was like, wait, what? And I spun it back, and I listened to it again, and I wrote it down, and I keep it written down next to a picture of my kids. And it says, taking care of yourself takes care of more than just yourself. I don't know what that had to do with selling cars, but it struck me, and it's something that I think about quite often. So, hi.
Hi, sorry for my voice. I did karaoke last night. So.
Holy shit, you really did. That's impressive.
What did you sing that resulted with this?
Well, like every song. I sang along with every song, but I have to sing blank space on the stage, so like a true Swiftie.
Wait, blank space, is that, wait, don't tell me. Taylor Swift. You told me
So my name is Tesla, and I was actually named after the classic rock band. So I would like to know, if you could only listen to one classic rock song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a tough question, because the song that you love would then become the song that you hate, So maybe you're better off just starting with a song that you already hate. And just learn to love it. Maybe that's the only way out of it.
That's a tough song. That's a tough question.
Like, for example, I actually liked the song "Carry On My Wayward Son."
Used to.
Now I've heard it so many times that it's like ice picks in my earlobes when I hear it. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea, this pickup class. I really do now. It's like, oh God, not that song. And sometimes fans will sing it to like rally us, and we're like, that's not working.
Man, I'm trying to think of like some big kind of like epic.
Eye of the Tiger. That's right.
Man, I don't know. I honestly, there's a song that I've heard a million times that I never get tired of, and it's gonna be really cliche. You guys are probably gonna make fun of me for it, but Stairway.
Oh, I was gonna say Stairway. No, it's Stairway or Sympathy for the Devil for me. Those are my, love those songs.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten sick of them yet.
Haven't gotten sick of them yet, yeah. Thank you. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I've been watching you guys basically since I was born, as well as scary movies. So I was trying to find out if you guys had any favorite scary movies and why.
You know what's scary is what you just said. Jensen walked into the trio photo ops with me and Mark Shepard today, and Mark and I were already standing there, and Jensen was walking in, and he looked at us and he was like, huh, we're really old. salient detail in this little transaction. There was no mirror there. He wasn't looking at himself. He was just looking.
I
know.
said you. I said we.
Yeah, it was like you were sugarcoating it. Yeah, but you were looking at us.
This is true.
And you did, and it was like you did a double take. You were like, huh. And then you said, we're really old, like you were inspecting something and then coming to that conclusion. And then you said we to somehow
Offset.
I was gonna say help it slide in. But it didn't land great. Much like your question didn't land great. How old are you?
21.
How old were you in Supernatural? How long has it been since Supernatural?
I was 2 years
You're
old. I don't even know what your question was because I got so upset by the preamble.
Scary movie. I'm gonna go The Shining as number 1. And for me, and this is debatable, we can argue about this, Strangers. The Strangers. And there's a bit of a theme there, because there's nothing really paranormal about either of those movies. It's just messed up people. And that scares me more than anything, any moment of the night. Yeah.
What'd you say? I'm a wimp. I just discovered that I'm an elderly wimp. This has been wonderful for my ego
I
today.
have a close third. Stonehenge Apocalypse too. That's
Stonehenge Apocalypse. Very scary. I would say probably The Day After Tomorrow. I love a good nuclear holocaust film.
It's not a scary movie. That's not a scary movie. It's a disaster movie. Which, by the way, know your audience, man. Not the time.
Elderly wimp who's out of touch. Not going well over here. My creepy cousin calls. Send me drugs.
Hey, Misha, I got the package.
What is your favorite scary movie?
I think at least the one that scared me the most was Hereditary. So it might be.
Oh, I don't even know that one. What's it?
It's about grief, but I can't say anything else.
Is it paranormal or is it?
Yes, it's
It is. Okay.
The first movie that I saw in a movie theater, I was 6 years old. My dad took me to my very first movie, and it was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah. Isn't that great? Yeah.
That explains a lot. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, this is kind of going off horror as well. In Supernatural, do you think Sam and Dean could take care of like Michael Myers, Jason?
Yes, easily.
In their sleep.
They dealt with a rogue god and Lucifer.
Yeah, we took down heaven and hell. I think a guy with a hockey mask is, we'd wrap that up in time for dinner. Yeah, no, that'd just be an easy Sunday afternoon for the Winchesters, I think. There you go. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it. Hi.
Hi, Jensen. Hi, Misha. I'm Myra.
I was fans.
When are you doing photos?
I have my own room. But I wanted to ask you guys a little bit about the booking process to get on like
interview shows. I love Stephen Colbert, like Hot Ones. I know you've talked about wanting to get on that, and how it works for you guys to get on there, and then the preparation for those interviews versus these type of interviews.
Well, like for this one, I mean, we prepared for quite some time for this. We were rehearsing.
15 years, actually. No, it's, and this is no secret, usually when you have something to promote, then you have a publicist or the studio publicist who then makes the phone calls to the various shows, to their booker people, and says, you know, we've got so-and-so, he's got something coming up, he'd like to come on the show, and so, and then once they're like, okay, great, we'll pencil them in for, you know, this date. Then a producer from that show will do a pre-interview with the talent and call and have maybe, you know, a half-hour conversation on the phone and just ask a variety of questions about either stuff personal or professional or whatever it is, and effectively just looking for good anecdotes that can be brought up on the taping day. So all of the things that you see are I mean, that's why the talk show hosts, they have no parts, because they know, they're already told what to bring up. They're like, oh, Jensen told me a funny story about when they were vacationing, you know, in Europe this past year. So ask them about that, and then tease you up to tell the story for the audience. So even though it looks like you're just having a conversation with somebody, there is 99% of the time it's kind of all pre-planned a bit. Now sometimes a really good talk show host, you know, might go off script and might dive into something else that maybe wasn't talked about, and a good guest will be able to kind of roll along with that. But largely it's a pre-interview that you tell some funny stories or some anecdotes to that producer, and then they pick which ones they think would be the best for the show. So that's kind of how that goes. I know it's not as glorious as it sounds, but that's how we do it.
Well, and then for Misha, if you could talk about Larry King and doing that.
I thought that interview with Larry King really went off the rails, and I'm not sure.
He didn't stick to the cards.
No, and also, I'm not sure why I was there. I know that I was promoting a new season of Supernatural, but we ended up talking about like NASA and the scavenger hunt, and all sorts of weird stuff. And it was Larry King, which was kind of awesome, before he died, to get a chance to talk to him. But I think that he was as confused by my being there as I was. I think it was like one of those moments where I was like, I think we thought that I think we thought this guy was someone else. Like, how did he get in here? But then it was too late. We had to, you know, conduct the interview anyway. I think that's what happened. The booker fucked up.
Thanks. Hey.
Hey guys, first off, I just wanted to thank y'all for being a part of this show and making the show, you know, what it is. It's because of y'all that everybody in this room loves the show so much. And
Thank you, sir.
y'all helped me through a lot of dark times. I deal with a lot of mental problems from the military, and every time I cut the show on, it was like, you know, all the voices went away. And I still watch it damn near every day to this day, because that just is what helps me. Thank y'all for that.
Can I just say, I was just went out in Western North Carolina delivering some donations from the money we raised with Random Acts, and U.S. Army was deployed there helping with relief, and we pulled up. I was with my girlfriend. We pulled up and to drop a truck of stuff off, and like all of these Army guys were like, "Oh my God, it's Misha Call!" Like they came running over, and my girlfriend was like, "What the hell is happening? What's going on?" And because nobody recognizes me normally, and they came rushing over, and then later on the drive back, I was like, you know what it is? It's like the only thing, I think what it is the only thing guys in the military have seen some really, really rough shit. The only thing that looks worse is what happened on Supernatural. So they take comfort, like having this fantasy that things could be somehow worse. Can I ask you though a question, an honest question?
Of course.
What is it about the show that has given you some relief and comfort?
I think for me, you know, it showed me kind of like what you said, like things could always be worse. But it's not about how it could be worse, it's how your characters tackled on the problems that we would have in day-to-day life. It's not about just taking care of the monsters and saving the world and things like that. It's about really keeping an eye on the people that surround you and taking care of that person to your left and to your right and making sure that before you go into anything, the smart thing and the best plan is not to go into it alone, to always have a battle buddy with you. So my question was for the both of y'all, what characteristics or like traits do you have in common with your characters from the show?
I'll start. Jensen can go on for hours with this. When I started on the show, the Castiel character was written like a real tough, badass warrior. And the writers and producers saw what I did with that material and my performance, and they modified it a little bit.
Well, it's much like Larry King going, I think we got the wrong guy.
And so, ultimately, the character was this sort of dorky, socially awkward individual who had a difficult time fitting in. I feel like I brought that to the table. I will say that there is something about Castiel that this is not really answering your question, but that's one of my talents. I occasionally have taken inspiration from an aspect of Castiel's character, which is that no matter the circumstances, irrespective of whether he actually succeeded or failed at the endeavor, he always tried to do his best and to do the right thing. He always tried to do the right thing. And I have taken, you know, sometimes people tell me that they take inspiration from the characters on Supernatural, and that is one characteristic of the character that I play that I sometimes try to take inspiration from.
First off, thank you for your service, my man. What's your name?
Evan.
Evan, thank you for that. And know that I look to guys like you for inspiration. Like Misha said, I could go on quite a bit about the similarities between myself and Dean. Also, you know, the unsimilar, the non-similar. What's the word?
You can say difference. You can say difference.
I don't want to say difference. I want to say just similarities. Suck it, Jared. We like the same music. We like old cars. But I think deeper than that, I have a deep-rooted need to take care of the people that I love. It's one of the reasons why that quote that I said a minute ago, taking care of yourself takes care of more than just yourself. So that reminds me that, oh, by taking care of myself, I can also take care of other people. Because that's how I had to kind of switch that in my mind, where I was like, I don't need to take care of myself, I need to take care of everybody else. But you have to take care of yourself. But by doing that, it makes you able to do the things that you want to do, which is take care of other people. So I think Dean fell victim to that that same thing quite a bit, and wasn't too concerned with himself, but was always concerned about the people surrounding him. The brother to your left, the brother to your right. So that is certainly one thing that I always loved about that character, because I felt the same way.
There's another thing that was similar between Dean and you, which is it came up when we did that Western episode, which is that you both like to dress up like cowboys. Remember, it was like Creaser, our cameraman, and I made eye contact. Like, I think it was a scene where Dean was getting excited about his cowboy hat. Remember that? And Creaser and I were like, I don't think it's Dean that's excited.
I don't think he's acting. Well, we both have bow legs. So there you go. Thank you, Evan. Appreciate you.
First off, I just wanted to say thank you guys for giving me and my daughter like the best weekend ever, because it's been amazing. And I actually wanted to ask Jensen the same thing I asked Misha yesterday, which is, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
That's, I'm gonna give you a cop out here, and that's because it was the first concert I ever went to.
That's exactly what I did.
No way.
Yeah, same cop out.
What was it?
Donovan.
What?
Donovan.
That was your first concert?
Yeah.
Was it Donovan?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, we started this conversation by pointing out how old I am.
Well, I was 6 years old. I got taken to my first concert. Some of you, I've told this story before. And I can't remember exactly. I gotta ask my mom this story, but she brought me to this concert, her and her sister, my aunt. And it was Michael Jackson's Thriller tour. It was at that moment that I shit my pants. Just the scale in which that production was, I mean, it was the height of his career at that time, and it was such an incredible show, and it just blew my hair back. And since then, I've been like, everything else is kind of paled in comparison, but I have been to some really great shows in my time. I will say, and this isn't just a plug for a friend of mine, but recently one of the best experiences I've had at a concert was Slipknot. And that might not be everybody's kind of taste in music, and that's fine, but if you ever get a chance to experience that show, it is mind-blowing. And I think it's a testament to a lot of the performers out there that it's not about the music anymore when you go see a show. It is such a performative medium that you can entertain a crowd so incredibly with not just the music but the showmanship, and there are so many amazing artists out there that are also incredible showmen. What? Corey? Oh yeah, Corey too. So yeah, I love it. I need to go see more shows, but yeah. You know who I just saw? You know who I just saw? Was Boys to Men.
So did I. That's the last concert I saw.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like a month ago.
Well, because they're part of a music festival, so they're doing their music. But so it wasn't just them. There was a whole bunch of different artists. But it, like, oh my God, that brought me straight back.
I got a photo. I have a photo with them.
Straight back to middle school. I was like, oh. I mean, I think I danced senior prom to Into the Road. Yeah, that's hilarious. What's your favorite concert that you've ever been to? And have you ever taken your daughter to a concert?
Well, what I told Misha yesterday was Gracie Abrams. We just saw her and we loved her.
Okay.
But yes, I've just gotten her and my son. I took them to see Mitski 2 years ago, and we've gone to 2 since then. And we've seen Gracie, and she and I went and saw Taylor Swift last summer.
You saw Taylor's tour?
Yes.
I actually am a little jealous. My daughter went to that. I was a little jealous. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, as you might might imagine, but I hear that concert was like something on the level of Michael Jackson's Thriller tour. Yeah.
It was nuts. We had the most fun, and it actually reminds me of this. It was the fans as much as it was the show, because everybody loved being there so much, and like, there was just, like, the room was full of love. Everybody was just so happy. But I'll switch my answer from yesterday in that I love Better Than Ezra. It's my favorite band, and I've seen them probably 30 times. And so if they come within like a 5-hour radius of where I'm there, because I love them.
That's great. It's a good band. I heard something recently. There's a comic of, I forget his name, but he was doing a podcast or something, and he was like, I got dragged to this Taylor Swift concert, this Eras tour thing, and like, I don't know any of that music, but I went, my girlfriend wanted to go, and he was like 5 minutes in, he was like, I knew you were trouble. He's like, I'm in love. So, I don't know, I kind of hope I get to see that before it ends, but I probably won't, and that's fine. Thank you. Hi.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good. Great.
So I was wondering, outside of acting and all that you've done in your career, what is the legacy you want to leave people with?
Outside of a career?
Yes, outside of your acting career.
Are you talking about our funerals?
Oh no, like what do you want to be remembered? I do a lot of end of life care, and so
I see. So I'm seeing us made you think of that.
I'm old too. All right.
Your final chapter, gentlemen.
Now that you're moving into your final chapter,
looking back on your long lives.
What do I want it to be? What do I hope it to be? I mean, it might sound simple, but to be a good person, that I made a difference in people's lives in a positive way, that I left the world a little brighter than it was before I came. That's my
I'm going to piggyback on that one. That's the same.
Hi, my name is Sarah. How are you guys doing?
Are you the daughter of the? Oh, okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. So my question is, whenever you guys were filming Supernatural, obviously for like all 15 seasons, you were playing the same characters, and you got to do an experiment with like all different types of like character arcs and stuff like that, and like playing different versions of the same character. And I'm just wondering, what was your favorite to play?
Other than the like basic cast and basic theme, probably Michael. And largely because I didn't feel like I got to really explore that as much as I wanted to, and I wanted more. I think it was only, what, 3 episodes? And I talked to the writers, and I was like, can we just, like, this should be like, 8 to 10 episodes. Like, let's utilize this. This is unique. We can really have fun with this. And they're like, yeah, audience wants the brothers back together. And I'm like, where was that idea with the soulless, stupid Sam? Why not put up with that shit for that long?
That's true.
I'm not bitter. I'll go with Michael.
I liked playing the Lucifer cast. I also wish that there had been a longer arc with human cast because I had fun with that. And I regret that we didn't actually film when we did the episode The End, which was in the future, and we had future cast. And he had that like dialogue where he said, come on ladies, it's time to go wash up for the orgy. But we never actually saw the orgy, and I thought that could have added some nice texture to the scene.
You'd see it then. Thank you. Yeah. Hi.
This comes from one of the ladies that brought the pie to the photo op.
That was a very impressive looking pie. Was that homemade? Yeah, I like that crust. You were in the photo. Remember they came up, it almost didn't look real. It was so perfect. Don't look at me like that. Did you not take note? What?
So the question is,
thank you.
If you had the records of the Untouchables, which era would you go visit?
Which era?
What would you go back to? If you could go to any one, which one would you like to go to?
You know, I used to always say like medieval times, right? And then I said that several times when I'm talking, with friends or groups or whatever like that. And somebody, might have been Jason Mans actually brought up, he's like, you realize how much disease was going on back then. You realize people died at like 30. And then I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, and also they didn't have like plumbing. Everybody stunk. There was no deodorant, probably no toothpaste. I was like, well, now I don't want to go back there.
Jason Mans really hates history, huh?
Yeah. I would, gosh, I would like to experience, like the Roaring 20s. Or like, maybe like post-war 40s, which we will get to explore in the spin-off.
Constant shameless plugging.
See what I did there? See? Yeah.
I would like to go back to 2008 and tell the actor portraying Castiel not to use a deep, gravelly voice.
Mistakes were made. Thanks, man.
Hi.
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 This question is for Jensen. Given Cass's confession in episode 18, did Dean look back at some of Cass's actions, like breaking Sam's wall, as the actions of Cass trying to remove a rival for Dean's attention?
What a scandalous question.
What? What? I'm gonna need one more time. 18, the confession.
After the confession,
Yeah.
did Dean look back on, in retrospect, with new information, looking back on some of Cass's actions, like breaking Sam's wall, as the actions of trying to get a rival out of the way for Dean's attention? You know, you've got this brother and you don't pay attention to anybody else. Maybe if we send him to the loony bin, there's more time for me.
Freaking minefield I'm about to.
I've always wanted to watch you get canceled.
No. And here's why. Because I don't believe that Cass would have ever thought that by removing Sam from Dean's life would have any positive aspects.
You dodged a bullet. Nice work.
Thank you.
That was a close one.
My mouth is dry now. What's up?
Hi, my name's Bella. I just wanted to start off and say thank you guys so much for being here and for doing your jobs phenomenally, like bringing the character to life. It really means a lot, I mean, as you can see. And my question was, out of all the guest stars on the show, which one were you most excited or nervous to work with?
I guess you're not a guest star. Most excited and nervous, or nervous?
Or nervous.
Nervous? I was probably, I mean, if I think about it, I could probably come up with a list, but I'll just go with the first one that comes to mind. I was very nervous to work with Gary Cole, who was in Hollywood Babylon. And I was such a huge fan of his that I didn't know if I was gonna be able to act normal or act with him at all. And he was fantastic, and he was so good, and I was so happy. But I was definitely nervous about Gary Cole. I'm trying to think. Do you have?
I was excited to work with. I heard that we were bringing Paris Hilton on the show. I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. And then they didn't put me in that episode.
That was in her contract. I will say this, like, and this is, I don't think any secret. I was so used to, like, I knew the kind of her public persona very well, as most of us did at that time. And when the cameras weren't on, it was like a switch flipped. Like, she was like, camera's on, she's like, oh my God, it's so hot. And the camera's off, she's like, it is like really hot here. Is anybody? Anyway, I'm gonna get a coffee. Do you need anything? And I was like, what? Just happened. She was just like a cool, regular, person. And I don't know, it threw me. And I was like, she's a genius. She's created this whole thing. And it worked well for her, but yeah.
It's not quite answering your question, but remember when Rob Benedict came on the show, and we did the first scene that we shot together, and I was like, I like that guy. And I was like, hey man, you want to go grab dinner tonight? Let's go hang out. But I immediately knew, like, just instantly upon meeting him, that I was like, I want to be friends with this guy. And I, of course, fast friends with Rob Benedict and stayed friends with him and really love him. But it was kind of cool to see, like, just how instantly that popped out in first meeting him. It's an interesting experience because you, on a series that runs for, like, Supernatural, almost 50 years.